Hey guys, welcome back to the CubeTube. You are watching another episode of Super Smash Bros. Melee. Today, we are going back to All-Star mode, rocking it old school today with my good friend, Mr. Game & Watch. I haven't been using the alternate costumes. Let's be Mr. Red Game & Watch, shall we? Red is my favorite color, after all. Mr. Game & Watch, much like the Ice Climbers and Marth and Roy, Mr. Game & Watch was one of those characters. When I unlocked him the very first time as a kid, my very first reaction was pretty much WTF. I had no clue in hell who this guy was. But, you know what? Even though I don't really like fighting with Mr. Game & Watch that much, because he's not that strong, and he's very knockable, very light, you know, kind of like Jigglypuff and Kirby, very, very easily, can be knocked around very easily. Mr. Game & Watch, he brims with personality. Like, he's not the best fighter in this game, at least in my opinion, but of all the characters in this game, I really think he has the best personality, and he's probably one of the most fun characters to play with. I love how basically every single movement of his is a reference to the Game & Watch, to something in the Game & Watch franchise. I won't go over all of the references to all of the Game & Watch games, because if I were to go over all the references that this guy makes with his moves to the Game & Watch franchise, this video would be like a very, very long video. And while I'm sure that there are some hardcore Game & Watch fanatics that would enjoy a very long history of Mr. Game & Watch, quite frankly, I just don't want to go through that much effort, just to be completely honest. Oh my god. But Mr. Game & Watch is cool. I like him a lot as a character. Not so much as a fighter. Yeah, so you can unlock Mr. Game & Watch by doing Classic Mode with all the characters, Classic Mode, Adventure Mode, or completing Target Tests with all the characters in the game that aren't Mr. Game & Watch. And I gotta say, of all the characters, because like in Melee, in Brawl, and in Smash 4, there was like one character in each of those games that like was a reference to like old school Nintendo. Like in Brawl, it was Rob, and then in Smash 4 it was the Duck Hunt dog. I don't know if he has a name, but I think in Smash 4, it's been a while since I played Smash 4, but I think in Smash 4 they literally just call him Duck Hunt Dog. I'm not sure if he has an actual first name, but if he does, Someone please tell me, because I legitimately don't know. But in my opinion, of those three characters, Mr. Game & Watch is by far my favorite. Rob is just too, I don't know, he's just too, he's too cold and robotic. Although that would make sense, because he is a robot. But again, he does, I feel like Rob has like no personality. That's what I'm trying to say. And the Duck Hunt dog, as much as I like dogs, because I am a huge dog lover, and I've owned multiple dogs in my life, I don't know why, I'm just not crazy about him. I don't know. He just seems like a very, I don't want to say like a random add-in, because I mean, you could make the case that Mr. Game & Watch is a random, he's as random as it gets. Yeah, I just like Mr. Game & Watch better. Anyway, let me go over Mr. Game & Watch's moves really quick. Chef is his neutral B. It's just basically a shitty projectile. That's basically what it is. Fire is his recovery. Judge, or it's either Judge or Judgment. I think it's actually Judgment when I think about it. That's his side B. And then I think it's called Oil Panic is his down B. What's funny is that Chef is a Chef, Fire, Judgment, and Oil Panic are all references to Game & Watch games of the same name. So literally, this is a reference to Chef, that's a reference to Fire, that's a reference to Judgment, and that's a reference to Oil Panic. I've never actually played any Game & Watch game. The closest I've actually been in my life to seeing an actual Game & Watch game is I've been to the, what the hell? Okay, big Game & Watch, okay. There must have been a super mushroom somewhere. I've actually been to the Pawn Stars pawn shop in Las Vegas, and the first time I went there, they had 3 Game & Watch things, Game & Watch games behind the glass. For those of you who don't already know, the Game & Watch games, I'm not like a Nintendo history buff, but as far as I know, I think it was Nintendo's like first ever attempt at the electronic video game market in any way, shape, or form. Because I'm aware that Nintendo... See, the problem is I don't know what came first. I don't know if Nintendo made, like, Donkey Kong first, or I don't know if Nintendo made the Game & Watch games first. But for those of you who don't know, the Game & Watch games are basically, like... They're kind of similar to, like... If you... I don't know if you remember, like, the... Oh, that's right, we get Flat Zone. I think, we had Flat Zone for, I think, doing either Classic Adventure or All-Star or Mr. Game & Watch. Don't quote me on that. Random Stage Select is available in additional rules. Don't exactly remember how you get that. And then we get the Game & Watch trophy. But anyway, the best way I can describe the Game & Watch games, they're basically like a better version of those Tiger handheld electronic games. That's basically the best way I can describe it. A much better version of the Tiger electronic handheld games. Mostly because they're a lot more durable and they last longer because Nintendo actually takes patience and care and time with their games. So, you know. And like I said, I don't know, like... Oh, that's right, we get Dreamland for doing all the target stages. The Lon Milk trophy is, I think, a trophy for doing all the targets in a certain time. I don't know what the hell that is. I'm going to have to obviously do some research on this. Okay, so I obviously have some progress to do in order to get that other trophy, to get the other trophy you can get for the best target, but for the best target time, excuse me. But yeah, what I was trying to say earlier was the fire, Mr. Game & Watch's fire move. That's a reference to, like, again, like, it involves saving people from a burning building and using a trampoline. And the bucket or the oil panic move, that one's kind of situational. I never use it that much, but the oil panic move basically, like, if you have a projectile, it could be, like, any item, or Mario's Fireball, or, I don't know, Link's Bow, for example. Mr. Game & Watch can store, like, a certain amount of items in the bucket, and then if he uses the bucket at point-blank range against an opponent, I think the bucket empties, and, like, a bunch of damage will ensue. That is how I think that item works. I never use it. If I'm wrong, feel free to correct me, because, like I said, I am not a Game & Watch expert by any means. And one last thing I want to say before this video closes. I mentioned earlier, I think I didn't know anyone back in school that played with the Ice Climbers, and I said they were the only characters I think I knew that nobody liked playing with them. Honest to God, I think I have to retract that statement just a little bit, because I don't think I knew anyone that liked playing with this guy either, so, which is a shame, but he honestly kind of sucks as a character, so, as a fighter at least, as a fighter in this game, in my opinion, he kind of sucks, but I do love him, just personality-wise, I love this guy, but anyway, that's the Mr. Game & Watch video. Actually, that went pretty well. Hope you guys enjoyed. Next time on Super Smash Bros. Melee, we only have one character left. But are we going to use that character for the final run on All-Star on the next video? I actually haven't decided yet, so. The Roy video may or may not be next. IDK. So, stay tuned, guys. There might be some surprises, but we'll show off Roy. Just might not be in the next video. So, take it easy, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching.